The One in Pirate's Cove, written by A Friendly Hunter 2, narrated by Otis Jiry. Chapter 3, The Bite. Day 3. "Hey kid, wake up," I hear someone say as I'm ripped from my current dream and into the real world. I awaken with a jump. I look and see it was the owner of the establishment. I get up quickly and look at him. Hey boss, I say weakly. "Why are you sleeping in here, and what the hell happened to Bonnie?" he says. My heart sinks. That's right. Foxy tore Bonnie's face off. I have to think fast. He got damaged while in free roam mode. He looks at me skeptically. "In the security room? Where you were supposed to be?" he says. No matter what I say, he doesn't seem to believe me. As he leaves, he tells me he's very surprised that I survived Bonnie entering the room I was in. He knows they're killing people, and he doesn't care, I think. "So, what are you going to do?" the greeter says as we sit down in the dining room. Her name is Jessica. She sips her coffee. I take a small sip of my tea. "I don't know," I say. "The owner says that they could fix Bonnie, but they weren't because they're replacing him once this place shuts down and reopens next month. So they just put a replacement head on and are leaving him off during the day." "Is that true?" she asks. "Is what true?" I say. "Is it true Foxy saved you? I heard from the people managing the kitchen. They saw Bonnie's damage, and it looks like a claw did it. Foxy's claw." I sigh and then smile. "Yeah, it's true." I look towards Pirate's Cove. "He saved me. We even talked a bit. He remembers me." Her eyes open wide. "You kidding me? They're just robots. Are you telling me he actually talked to you?" "Yes, I am, and I can show you. Come on," I say as we pick up our drinks and head for Pirate's Cove. "Are you sure about this?" she asks. "He's not supposed to be on during the day." She grabs my shoulder as I reach for the curtain. "He's already on. He's just sleeping," I say. "I can wake him up," I say. "Just be careful. You know about the she begins, but I interrupt her. "I know what I'm doing. Foxy wouldn't hurt anyone," I say as I open the curtain, revealing Foxy within. "Foxy, you paying attention?" I say as I step up on the stage. "Light through the curtain activates you. Come on, man." Be careful, Tyler," Jessica says warily. He could listen to me and wake up," I say as I shake him a bit. "Wake up, buddy. It's okay. You can turn on now. She's a friend." He does nothing. "Foxy, we have to talk about things. I need you to wake up for me." He remains still. "He's not going to turn on, Tyler," she says, grabbing my arm. "Let's just come back later." "He's faking it," I say as I get out of her grasp and take out a screwdriver. "I'll show you." I open up his back panel and begin making repairs again. "I remember what you said this feels like, Foxy." Foxy begins to vibrate. "What are you?" Jessica begins, but then backs away as Foxy's eyes open. "Stop it, matey, that tickles," Foxy says as he turns around to face me and jumps backwards off the stage. He falls on his knees as one of his leg springs snaps. "Foxy," I say as I run over and get him back on his feet. "I'll get the tin in a jiffy. Don't worry." "Thank you, matey." He pauses and notices Jessica. "Who is your little lass here?" he says as he looks out at Jessica. She smiles and looks at him in slight fear. "What's the matter, little lady? Old Foxy don't scare ye, do I?" She nods. "Me friends may have a bad reputation as of late, but I wouldn't harm ye," he says as he extends his hand out for a handshake. She looks at me and back to Foxy. Unsure of what to do, I beckon her to shake his hand, and after a long pause, she slowly grabs his hand weakly, and he shakes it. "Nice to meet ye, lassie," he says. "I haven't ever seen you before. Then again, I haven't been fully on in 16 years, either." Jessica smiles, which makes Foxy smile as well. Then his legs falls off and he falls. "Oh, sorry, Foxy," I say in surprise. "Get me up, matey. I've fallen and I can't get up." "So you talk and can understand us?" Jessica says. "Aye." "For how long has this been?" she asks. "Oh, since about I was first put into Cove and turned on," Foxy says. He twitches a bit and tries to look behind himself. "How are ter repairs doin', matey?" he asks me. "Why does every part of you have to be rusting and broken?" I say in frustration. "I'll take that as a good," Foxy says, chuckling. "Hey, Foxy," I ask as I screw in a new bolt. "I've been wondering something." "What would that be, matey?" Foxy asks. "Well, last night you called the other animatronics traitors. What did they do to you?" I ask. Foxy freezes up for a second, then looks back at me. "Well, you see, about 16 years ago, 'twas an incident concerning a little girl." He stops for a few seconds, his eyes calibrating. "I bit her." "Well, it was just a bite, nothing too serious, right?" "Tyler, he bit the little girl's frontal lobe off." "Aye, I did. But it wasn't completely me, though, either," Foxy says. "The others had been getting away with a few murders already. I just stayed in the Cove and minded me own business. But that day, while I was roaming around the dining room, he talked to me." "Who's he?" I ask. "The one who created us, the golden one," Foxy says. "He told me to head towards the bathrooms. Chica and Brownie followed me inside. 2 little girls were waiting for their mother to get out of the bathrooms. I wanted to get out of their way to let me pass, but Bonnie and Chica blocked my path, while the golden one was using some sort of device to make me his slave." I listened intently, wondering who this golden one was. "The little girl tried to get by me, but me actions were not me own. I blocked her path, and she started making fun of me. And the golden one was talking to me inside me head, telling me some awful things, and it was making me angry. I was confused. I was scared at what he could do to me, and that's what he wanted me to get. Angry." He pauses for a few moments, looking at Jessica and then to me. "I bite the girl. Her friend, her sister, begins clawing at me legs, trying to get me to let go of her. Crying, the mother runs out and hits me with her heavy purse, breaking me jaw and causing me to let go of the girl, to my relief. But the damage was done. The girl wasn't dead, but she would never be the same. I could tell." He twitches slightly and continues. "Later that night, after they killed the newest security guard, they come to me, little Cove, and notice me legs. They were torn. I wasn't in me full costume. That's not allowed. So they break me, and they laugh and smile and have a grand old time doing it." Foxy closes his eyes. "And once I'm nice and shattered, Freddy comes up to me and says, 'You'll never be loved again,' before turning me off and stuffing the body into me." Jessica gasps. "They must have removed the body very shortly after. It would have been easily visible through the tears in your fur," I say. "Aye, they did, and that was the only time I ever had a body inside me. The others, they love it, but I don't. I don't like it at all," Foxy says, sighing. Jessica comes up to him, and he looks up at her. There's a long pause before she comes up and hugs him, saying, "I forgive you. What? Foxy says. I forgive you for what you did to my sister, she says slowly. Foxy leans back a bit, then hugs her tighter, a visible look of sadness in his face. I'm sorry. Sorry for what I did to you and your sister. I smile. Forgiveness was always a good thing. Night 3. Fuck it. If someone really wants to break in here, they can get eaten for all I care, I say as I go into Pirate's Cove. Foxy, wake up. It's time to go. Foxy awakens from his slumber, looking at me. What do you mean, matey? You are coming with me into the security office, so I have some company tonight, I say. Now hurry, before Chica shows up. Foxy hops off the stage and comes with me to the door. As we step outside, we are ambushed by Chica, Freddy, and a heavily twitching and broken Bonnie. They were blocking the way to the security room. Run! I yell as we head for the exit of the restaurant. The janitor leaves the door open for me. Just run through it, I yell. I don't think I can, matey. I'm confined to the restaurant. Foxy yells as his legs lock up as he left his designated area. He falls straight onto the ground. I drag him. I won't leave you. They won't kill you. I yell as I'm able to get him through the door. I quickly slam the door and lock it before they can get through. However, Chica's leg had locked up as well. Only Freddy was at the door, watching me with a content expression like he had usually. Creepy freak. I always hated your music, I yell at him through the glass. I look back at Foxy and see him struggling to get up. I rush over to him and unlock his legs again. He gets up and looks around. So, this is what it's like on the outside, eh? He looks off into the distance. Not quite as glorified as I originally thought, but it'll do. I laugh. It's pretty run down in this part of town. He didn't know that, but he would probably figure it out if I showed him around. But due to the fact that he was a robot with a history of biting a girl's brain out, I decided we should stay near the pizzeria. Want to go sit in the park and talk, I say. It's right around the corner. Park? He asks. What's a park? It's a place where there's lots of trees and plants, I say. Huh. Sure, why not? He says. 'Tis so much more different outside, Foxy says as he dragonfly lands on his nose. 'Tis a sight to see, all of these beautiful things. I'm glad you like it, I say. You see this stuff every day? Foxy asks. More or less, I say. Foxy walks around the park, visiting and talking to the ducks at the pond, and watching the birds fly overhead. It was very much a different world to him. Unfortunately, he would probably never see it again, which pained me to have to say to him. As I say it, his ears go completely limp, falling down behind him, making the look of a sad animal. Hey, if something happens, we can always come out here. But I have to stay inside, or else the animatronics could escape. Or at least Freddy could escape. I have to be the bait. Foxy looks at me worryingly. I hope you don't think like that all the time. I'm fine, Foxy. I'm okay with it. I don't want them to kill anyone I care about, or anyone for that matter. I hug him. It will be fine. I look at my watch. Let's get back to the restaurant. It's almost morning. I begin walking, but Foxy stays where he is. I turn to him, folding my arms. He speaks up. Will you promise me that I'll see this place again? He says. I smile. I promise, bud. You'll see this place again. I grab his claw, and I began leading him back to the restaurant.